Shut up and sit down.
How long's that gone on for? A minute and a bit. That should be alright.
Just use that.
Just do a new track.
Oh crap, Hannah, I've got to fill the space.
Alright, so this is our review for Star Wars The Force Awakens, and the first part is going to contain no spoilers whatsoever, and then the rest of the review is going to contain spoilers throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
So, our thoughts, first off, we both thought it was pretty good, not great, but if you're a Star Wars fan, you like New Hope especially, this is just the exact same, kind of film. You'll probably get a lot.
It's pretty much the same film with slight new cast.
Yeah, so if you like the first ones, you're going to love it, and it's just good to have Star Wars be good again after those prequels. So I say go see it. It's not the best thing that's come out this year, certainly not, but it was a fun ride. So now we can go into spoilers, because that's where the most interesting points are in this movie, because you can't really talk about this movie unless you go into spoilers, really.
Yeah, so they'll literally be starting now.
So Han Solo dies, and it was such an obvious death.
I like how you just lead in with that one.
Well, that's the thing. It's of all the reviews I've seen on spoilers, Han Solo dies. That's the first lead in.
Honestly,
that's the first thing.
It had no effect on me because I fucking knew it was coming. I told you, I said Han Solo's going to die and Kylo Ren is going to be his son. And the amount of times I got his name wrong every time I kept bringing him up, I could say Reno Kylo, and it's just, what the fuck is that name?
Yeah, that's the thing. In the movie, there's a scene. Obviously, those who've seen it know exactly what we're talking about. As soon as
where he crucifies him.
Yeah. As soon as the scene starts to play out, you know that he's pretty much gone. And if you know anything about Harrison Ford, his feelings on it, because he wanted to die in the original trilogy.
Yeah, that's why you had very mixed feelings about this. You were arguing with me for, but what I was trying to explain to you is not that he doesn't like Star Wars, he just didn't want to be in any more Star Wars films.
Yeah, I can buy that because he was in all three, and obviously he broke his leg on these ones, so I don't blame him for it.
J.J. Abrams broke his back, and now we're getting the director who made Looper, and I think I might cry.
Oh yeah, I told him that the next guy who's directing it was the guy who directed Looper, and he's also writing it, so I'm even no more annoyed. But either way, so yeah, first thing, that's the biggest part of the film that's a spoiler. Han Solo dies. It wasn't a bad death, but it's a shame that we couldn't...
Oh, here's a spoiler. BB-8 is fucking adorable.
Yeah. So, besides the fact that Han Solo dies, let's get into the actual film. I thought the film was pretty good, like I said. It wasn't the most amazing one. I wouldn't put it... This is where I put it. I'd put it in between the prequels and the original trilogy, because I just think that, having watched them all again recently, I like Return of the Jedi more than this one, just because Return of the Jedi, it just has better moments altogether than this one does. But it's very, very close, like I say.
I'm just going to say then, from my point of view, this is my favourite Star Wars film.
That's fine.
My second favourite Star Wars film is A New Hope, because it's basically the same film. My third favourite film after that, and this is going to be controversial as shit, is Episode 3. Revenge
of the Sith, but a lot of people are like that. A lot of people appreciate parts of Revenge of the Sith.
The reason why I like Episode 3 and I like A New Hope is because New Hope is the fantasy, it's a boy going on his grand adventure, and Episode 3 is pew 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 pew, and they went and made those two kiss, and then they made The Force Awakens.
I still don't think Revenge of the Sith and New Hope gel as well together, but that's a conversation for another time. But with this one, what we both agree we like is the new cast are amazing. especially like the main two leads.
Oh my god, what? I don't know the names, the actors.
Daisy
names,
Ridley is the name of Ray, like the Ray.
And Finn is
John Boyega. Yeah, Attack the Block guy, John Boyega. They're both amazing.
Can you say that 5 times without messing up?
John Boyega, John Boyega, John Boyega, John Boyega, John Boyega.
Yeah. John Boyega.
Yeah, but either way, they're both great in the film. Like I say, it's hard to really talk about them because we knew
I want
nothing.
to talk more about the relationship, and I think I might give a link if I can, or you should search it up yourself. Check out those two on the Graham Norton show, and you can see why these two already work together, because they are clearly best friends already, like the actors.
Oh yeah,
and he's just hilarious.
He is. He's because obviously from the trailer you saw that he's a stormtrooper, and something happens to him where he like thinks, oh shit, this is like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
I got to talk about that. I feel like that plot point was a bit paper thin.
Yeah, it was kind of rushed. It, like he saw someone get died.
I'm sorry,
like,
but he's an indoctrinated soldier who was like brainwashed since birth. Why is he the only one to ever suddenly go, wait, this isn't right?
This is bullshit.
Why? Why is he the only one to do it?
I don't know, but I just kind of like it because it's just something different. It's a stormtrooper is now the good guy. And obviously, what I love about this film is it takes so little time to establish connections with everybody, unlike in the fucking prequels. Like, there's a scene, right? Obviously, there's a character in the film played by Oscar Isaac who is going to be Apocalypse in the new X-Men film. And watching this, I'm like, you know what? If this guy is as good as actually he is, I'll be interested to see what he's like as Apocalypse.
You keep saying Apocalypse. You do mean Ivan Ooze, correct?
Yeah. We'll talk about that in our trailer talk at some point. But there's a scene, obviously, at the start where like they have to get away together in a TIE fighter, and they establish a connection.
The TIE fighters, man, in this film. They're even better than they used to be.
Yeah.
Just all you hear is...
Like I say, we just sounds like a rambling now, but it's just there's a lot to talk about because we have no preconception. We literally knew nothing about it.
I can bring it back. Like we're not. I'm not losing it here. I'm losing myself a little bit because how I felt when I was a little kid, I'd already had seen like bits of the originals, and I'm not really sure the order. I watched them. I said it before I did, but I'm not 100%. But I had already seen some of it, and then when I went to go watch episode 1 with my dad when we went to the cinema, and the title came up, all I'm gonna say is I never got that moment where you're like. Star Wars!
Yeah.
But I got it for this film.
You said to me you got pretty excited, didn't you?
I don't know why it is. I think it's like the quiet hush over the people in the cinema. The little kids that are next to us that are clearly freaking enjoying themselves.
Like I say, I was really like waiting for obviously when you know that long time ago is about to come up, and you know exactly what's going to come up straight after it. You got a bit excited, didn't you?
One thing that lost me straight away is like, really, do we have to start every movie the exact same way?
Of course we do. That's a tradition.
No, not the titles.
Oh, you mean the opening down?
Yeah, it's got to always be a spaceship.
It's not always a spaceship, but it usually is a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
But let's go over the plot quickly because we could sum it up quickly.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so in this film, the main plot is the first sentence of the opening crawl is Luke Skywalker has disappeared.
Yeah.
And the Empire has been destroyed, but out of the Empire, a remnant called the First Order has risen up and like wants
as if the other movies weren't Nazi enough for you.
Yeah. So the First Order's come up and
the First Order.
And they want to destroy Luke Skywalker for some reason.
Well, because he's the only remaining Jedi.
Okay, yeah. So he's the
it's
only
not for
Jedi.
Some reason, Jacob.
He's the only remaining Jedi, and somehow that makes him like a threat, even though like I imagine like a big planet-destroying weapon.
To be fair, Jacob, he did not single-handedly, but kind of single-handedly take down the Empire. I mean, he was the one who shot into the stupid plot point vent.
Yeah, I can give it that. So yeah, they want Luke Skywalker because he's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And as
well, also because obviously we've already gave the spoiler warning earlier, so I don't know why I'm saying spoiler warning, but
you don't see him till the end.
Yeah. No, I was saying obviously because Mark Hamill is his uncle of Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
So that's obviously why Kylo Ren wants him.
Yeah. So obviously, like at the start of the film, the First Order want to find Luke Skywalker, and there's a map that leads to his location. And at the start of the film, Oscar Isaac character, is it Poe Dameron? That's his name.
Poe Dameron, I think that is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and he's not exactly the leader of the rebellion, but
he's their best pilot.
He's essentially the second in command under Leia.
Yeah. So he goes in and he gets the map off this actor whose name I can never remember.
Yeah, I didn't get what his character was supposed to be. For a second, like it leaned in to say he was like a Jedi or something.
I think it's like just a village elder. So
he was probably just like someone from the Resistance from a long time ago.
He gets the map off this guy, and obviously the First Order come down, they kill everybody, and like he has to leave the map with his droid.
And when they start flamethrowing, I was like, this is traumatizing.
Yeah, like they established that these stormtroopers are evil right from the start, and
they actually actually start hitting things with
Yeah.
their guns.
But like, so obviously the droid gets the map, and the droid is told by Poe Dameron to go off and just escape. So obviously the droid gets come across by a character called Rey, who's one of our main characters, and those two bond in like one quick scene. That's the thing. I think their scene where they bond is a bit too quick for me. That's the only way I was like.
I know.
But yeah, so
Can I tell you one thing about her character design? From the start, it was obvious she was going to be a Jedi. I'm sorry, but she's literally wearing just like a torn up, baggy version of like all the clothes they've always worn. These like long dressing gowns.
it's hot in the desert, Larry. That's what they were. But yeah, so she finds BB-8.
Who was that? Simon Pegg then?
The guy that was handing out all the rations.
Yeah.
Yes, that was Simon.
It was Simon Pegg.
Yes, that was
Fucking
Simon
hell,
Pegg.
he was ugly.
Yeah, God. But either way, we'll talk about cameos later. So, BB-8 is found by Rey, and at the same time, when Poe Dameron's taken up to the Empire, we get introduced to Kylo Ren as the villain of the film. Now, his identity is, we'll just say it now, he's the son of Han Solo.
I already did say it.
Yeah, he's the son of Han Solo and Leia. You don't find that until about halfway, you'd say?
You find it out when you're not stupid enough and you know that before you go into the
Yeah,
film.
I like how it wasn't like a big thing that it was like there was his son. So, obviously, they want the map for the droid so they can find Skywalker, and at the same time,
Well, the First Order and obviously the Republic.
yeah, they both want
Rebellion
the
or
map to
whatever.
find Luke. So while they're looking for the droid, a stormtrooper named Finn, well, he's not called Finn, he's like given a designation, starts to like, you know what, this is bullshit. This is like too evil for me. I've got to get out of here.
Well, he's
So
literally seeing innocent villagers get slaughtered, and then there's a
Yeah.
bit where like the firing squad of them circle around the villages, and Kylo Ren's like, "Kill them all."
Yeah.
That was actually a pretty good impression. Kill them all,
And,
and then he's just like, "No, I don't want to do it."
So he decides to help Poe Dameron escape, and they're both escaping TIE fighters. So he lands on the pilot.
So seeing as I know like we could dissect characters individually, but I do want to just make a quick point now, really quickly, because it's around this point in the plot where you see her. Why is the Captain, whatever her name is, silver shiny one?
Yeah.
What's her name? Captain
Phasma. I'm
Why
sorry.
is she just so useless?
It's because, right, we've got to make a Boba Fett character, but to make people love her, we've got to make her look cool, but not have her do much. So it'll be like that. Like I say, I'm not a fan of the names in this film. I think they're a bit like.
No, I like Finn and Rey.
Yeah,
I
Finn and
like,
Rey
I
are
like that they went
fine.
for something simple because it's like Han,
But the other ladies
Leia, Luke,
The other ladies seem a bit like they're missing like half the half their full
Kylo
name.
Ren.
No, it's like Superior to Snoke. I think there's something on the end of Snoke.
Oh, Snoke, because it sounds like it should be like Snoko.
Yeah.
Doobie,
Captain, Poe Dameron. I think there should be more than
Poe
just
Dameron
Poe.
Rey. Or
Yeah,
something.
so-
you know what I mean? It's like an extra like
Yeah.
subclass.
But yeah, so Finn goes down with the
Yeah.
planet. He doesn't know what's happened to Poe Dameron. The two meet up and they go out on a long chase scene.
Oh yeah, sorry. Do you know the bit where they crash?
Yeah.
Was that supposed to like imply it was supposed to be what's the thing called? Sarlacc?
No, I think it was just sand.
Yeah, but it like sort of made like a
Maybe.
Just weird. Yeah,
But,
just ignore that.
But yeah, so they go off on this awesome adventure. They meet up with Han Solo and Chewbacca again pretty conveniently. And that's pretty much the plot. And it's like, that's just a setup.
Yeah, that's just literally that you just set up the entire bit. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's like individual like character developments. Like you're seeing why Finn's like doing what he's doing. He lies to Rey saying he's part of the rebellion because he explains it later in the film. Is you're the first person that looked at me as
Yeah.
if I was if I was a person and not a number. That's not what it says, but it's what it means.
So I want to first talk about our favourite aspects of the film. So I want you to talk about your favourite aspect, mine, and I want to talk
Just
about
the
our
one
least
scene
favourite.
where C-3PO pops his head around and he's like, "Oh look, it's Han Solo."
So even though I thought the film was pretty good, not great, I've got to concede that the main thing that makes it like awesome for me is just the main cast, like the new guys in it. They really brought it all, and the characters are really good. Like the two main leads are like they're probably some of the best characters of this year. I would put if I did a list of best characters this year, they would probably make it in.
I can see that why.
Including like the villain Kylo Ren. I think he's the strongest villain that we've had in a while.
He's the strongest Star Wars villain to actually get character development from day one. Let's be honest, Darth Vader doesn't get character development in the original trilogy till number 2.
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker is basically just a little kid until the second film, and then Hayden Christensen really realises his character in the third film.
What I like about Kylo Ren is kind of like what Anakin Skywalker was trying to be. He's kind of whiny, but
He's doing it for a reason.
Yeah.
He wants to be the strongest.
Like when people say like Kylo Ren, oh, he's pretty lame because he's not as strong as he could be, or he's doing all this. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
like
the light side is like still like pulling him back.
he's killed all the other guys in the world, and he's the only one who's like kind of the closest thing to a Jedi. He's the only one who can be matched. He's the only one who uses the Force, except Snoke.
That's why I said he is still a Jedi.
Yeah.
Well, at any point does he use Sith powers?
Yeah, he's very strong with the Force because at the first start of the film he stops like a blaster with his
exactly.
Force power, which
Someone
is pretty cool.
correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but he never uses a
Yeah.
Sith ability in that
No.
entire film. He uses like a
And he
Force
doesn't have a
push.
Sith name, so...
Yeah, exactly. But
But
he's
what I
not
like about
Darth
it is
Kylo Ren.
he's not like Darth Vader where he's like calm and collected most of the time. This guy like will flip out, and
Oh yes.
like he flips out almost twice in the film because of like he destroys like a computer.
The computer scene, the bit where she gets away, Rey.
No, that's like where he destroys like the setting of the two
No.
stormtroopers stuff.
Yeah, that's the bit where Rey gets away.
Yeah, he doesn't destroy the computer, he destroys like her holding cell. The bit where he destroys the computer is
Oh.
where someone's telling him that the droid's escaped. He's like,
yeah,
like-
and he's like just goes.
he turns around and he just like goes whack whack whack, and he turns around and goes, anything else? And then
He says, and there was a girl,
and then this guy just pulls up and starts choking. That was fun. But
although
then
Force choke is actually a Sith power, so I have corrected
Yeah.
myself. There, it is wrong.
But then he flips out later, and that's what I like. A great villain is someone who you understand, you're scared of at some point, and you can laugh with.
Do you know why I like him? And do you know why he works as an antagonist that isn't purely evil yet? He will get eviler as the movies go on.
Yeah.
But do you know why it works? I get Zuko vibes from him.
Yeah, like I say, where they leave him off in the film, he has the potential to be the best Star Wars villain or the worst. They've got to be very
The
careful
thing is,
how
they're
they
in
approach it.
a strange territory where he still could turn back to good.
Yeah.
It'd be shit basically, and it'd be a bit of a cop out. But I think they could.
Like I say, the main deal is with him, he just wants to be like Darth Vader, but everyone like knows that he kind of isn't.
Do you know what I don't get about that? Even Darth Vader realised being Darth Vader was the wrong choice.
Like I say, I wonder, like, did anyone tell him that Darth Vader turned back good? Wouldn't Darth Vader's ghost come back? Did Darth Vader's ghost come back and say, look, grandson, look,
what the fuck are you
what
doing?
are you doing? Like, I was evil once, but I'm good now.
I
You need to stop
realised I
this
was being
shit.
stupid.
You need to stop this shit, right? So with Kylo Ren, like, he was one of my favourite aspects of it. He's not my favourite character in the film, but he is a villain that I've like. This is a Star Wars villain I've been waiting to see for a long time. One that's like, he's kind of like, it reminds me of Loki. He's a villain that you understand his motives. You're frightened of him at some points, and he is funny. That's my idea of a
The
great
reason
villain.
why I like him
Yeah.
is how can I put it? I think I said it to you. I get a lot of Hayden Christensen vibes from him, which is good, but it's without the incessant whining.
Like I say, when he takes his helmet off, he's just a guy.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of makes it creepy, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
because
He's just a normal
you
guy.
can see he's vulnerable,
Yeah.
and that he is scared, and he will fuck you up because he's scared.
Like I say, you know he's powerful, because you've seen it.
Yeah, well, I didn't feel that intimidated by him. I didn't feel like he was that powerful.
But-
I mean, the most powerful scene in the movie was when Han Solo kept stealing Chewie's friggin' blaster, and he's like,
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot.
It's like, why don't you get yourself one there?
So, but my favourite character in the film, personally, was Finn. I thought that John Boyega, was...
I can't argue.
He was
with it.
amazing. Like, he was funny. You got his, like...
He was
you got his
charming.
deal. He was very charming. Like, he has a great scene with BB-8 where he's explaining, like, why I'm not part of the Resistance. And BB-8's reaction, what he does afterwards, is so funny.
It gives him a thumbs up, but
yeah.
with a lighter.
Yeah, BB-8 is great as well. Yeah,
Most ingenuitive use of like robot technology that I could see.
Oh yeah, BB-8. Like, if he's not like the best-selling toy this Christmas, I don't know.
I want one, but I don't
Yeah.
want a toy. I want the actual robot. I want the full
Yeah.
magnetized thing. Essentially, a guy made one, and I believe this is how the movie works. There's a rotating magnet inside, and that controls his head, and the rest
Yeah.
of the body is like controlled through like rotation or something.
Yeah, you're right. So what I love about it is they actually made it as a practical effect, and that just gives it so much more
Yeah,
charm.
there's a scene as well. I think the red robot when they're walking into that cafe with the little old woman.
Yeah,
I forgot her name, but yeah, that I think that's a practical effect as well.
I think like I
The
can
more
usually
practical
tell.
effects, the better.
Yeah.
There was a puppet where it was a bird scavenging on like this top
Yeah,
of
that
this
was
thing, and that was a
clever
puppet, and it looks better.
Yeah.
You get that Jim Henson vibe, don't you? That's what you want.
Like I
You
said,
want the fucking Jim
before we
Henson
talk about
vibe.
the effects, because the effects are awesome,
Yeah.
we'll also
Talk more
talk
about characters.
Yeah, so Finn, obviously, say he's our favourite
Yeah,
character. He was
he's
funny.
great.
he
Ray's
was
great
charming.
as well, but
Yeah.
I said to you, I think I wish there was more of her. But next film.
Yeah, like I say,
Next film.
she I love the actress. She's gonna go far. Like, she's,
Oh yeah, her career's just only beginning now.
yeah. Say, obviously, in the film, like,
I'd say
obviously,
her career has awakened.
yeah, her career's
I'm
awakened
sorry.
now. The trailers make it look like Finn's gonna be the one with the lightsaber. He's gonna be the one with the Force, but it actually turns out it actually is Rey. And
Well, there's always a potential to turn him into Jedi.
yeah, that's what I think. Like, you remember in Last Airbender,
Yeah.
not Last Airbender, Legend of Korra, where like the spirits had like let people become airbenders to balance out the fact that there's no airbenders. I think that's what's happening, where like the Force is letting people who aren't usually the Force have it, so that.
Well, he didn't use the Force; he just used the lightsaber.
No, I mean
like-
with Rey. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. No,
Because I don't want it to be related in any way to Luke or
Well,
that.
I told you, I feel like this movie missed the point a bit, and you missed the point of it. There's a scene where it explains her origin, but it was so fucking brief.
Yeah.
Basically, Kylo Ren, I did say it right this time, yeah. He killed all of Luke's new trainee Jedis, all of his new Jedi Order. They explain what they're called, the Jedi Order. And somehow she gets away. But I think it's heavily implied that Han Solo was the one that dropped her off on the planet. And that's why all the way through he keeps giving her these weird looks. Yeah. And he says, look, the person that you're waiting... no, she says it, the woman with the glasses. The person you're waiting for on that planet isn't coming back.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I don't mind there being like a Padawan that was like an old one.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be related to any of them in Luke Skywalker, because that just means it's just the expanded universe.
I don't think she's going to be related to him. Well, they have touched into it because Ben Skywalker. Well,
it
Ben
wasn't
Solo.
It wasn't.
But he was Ben Skywalker in the extended lore.
It was Jason Solo.
Jason Solo. I'm sure there's a Ben Skywalker.
Yeah, but that's a completely different character.
Yeah,
it's not related to Han Solo or Leia.
Oh, is it not? I don't know then. Yeah, but I feel like maybe they might touch into it, but Disney have kind of retconned everything, so you know.
Like I say, here's a thing for.
Oh, can I talk? Sorry, about Finn's character. The bit where he uses the lightsaber. I just wanted to talk about this again. People correct me if I'm wrong. I think the only reason he was really able to use it is because he was using a blue lightsaber, which is a versatile lightsaber that a lot of people can use. Yeah. Because they're a lot lighter weight. I think the green ones are the lightest weight, and the heaviest ones are the red and purple ones. Because they're the ones that use like larger crystals and more powerful.
Oh yeah, that's one thing we're going to mention. Lightsaber battles in this are really cool.
Oh yeah, the stormtrooper scene, the bit where.
Yeah, keep going. It's fine.
The bit where Finn pulls out the lightsaber against that stormtrooper who pulls out the friggin' electric thing.
What even was that?
I don't care. It was too cool.
It's like oh, we're gonna give people stormtroopers anti-light lightsaber weapons.
I mean, there's been like 3 generations of like Jedis in the movie franchise alone. So you think eventually stormtroopers go right. We need a way to not die.
Yeah. Because the stormtroopers they're not very good shots still in this movie, but they don't die as much.
They're great. I was gonna make this point to you. Why are they really good at the first half of the movie, and then towards the end of the movie, like Finn and like the rest of them are just running away and they're missing every shot
to establish that they're a threat. What I like about this one as well is the side characters are quite good as well.
The character again. I'll put up her name in text and I'll put it scrolling across the screen. The one with glasses. I loved her character.
Yeah, Poe Dameron is fun, but he's only in the movie at the first half and this last third.
I hope there's more of him.
Yeah, he's going to be the new Han Solo of this series.
Well, I actually think, technically speaking, this is something interesting I wanted to talk about. Both Finn and Rey, I think they took Luke and Han Solo's personalities and a bit of layers, and they put them into pot, and then they stirred it around and separated it into 2 new characters, because he's got some of the smugness sometimes of Han Solo, and some of the humour value and generally just disregard for what he's doing. And Rey's got all his ingenuity of when it comes to using machines and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, she knows what she's doing. She's not in when they go on the Death Star in episode 4.
But Rey's also a little bit like Luke, she's the naive one, not really sure what's going on. But Finn's also kind of like Leia, he's a bit sassy and he's look, I'm just gonna carry on.
They still work on their own though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I say,
that's why they work with the other characters, because it's like they're passing the torch, proverbially and almost metaphysically, with the lightsaber.
Yeah, and like I say, we both all like the main characters. The side characters are fun, especially some of the villains, like Dominic Gleeson just hamming it up as a Nazi leader.
God,
he seems a bit young to be a general, to be honest.
Well, you think the entirety of the Empire was destroyed, so you got to give the torch to someone, haven't they?
Captain Phasma, while looks alright, does nothing, and
I hope she got crushed in that trash compactor and that she's not coming back.
Yeah, guys, if you think Captain Phasma does anything in this film, she doesn't do shit.
She didn't phasma me.
And also there's a new Emperor character who's basically right, the problem with it is the character is fine. It's just the way that they decided to do it. Okay, we're going to do it with a.
Is he going to be a giant or not? That's the question.
If he was a giant, all can be forgiven. But the problem is they use motion capture, and the problem with motion capture is it's not very good, which makes me question: did Andy Serkis tell him, "Look, I'm the expert here. This isn't even as good as Gollum from 10 years ago. What you're playing at?"
I'm going to put up a picture as well of the concept art for Snoke, the one that you and me were looking at the other day.
Well, I assume that's Snoke.
Why didn't they go with that one?
I think that might be just something else, but it could be Snoke. But
I hope it goes for that, that one that I'm showing right now.
Yeah, because his design in the film is actually kind of boring. It's
He
just...
just looks like he's like some
He's
old man who's been slapped on the head with a spade.
Because, of course, if you're a Sith, you're going to get scarred at some point so you can
Oh, yeah.
breathe.
Well, yeah, Kylo Ren did in the movie as well.
Yeah.
Did you not notice the bit when he was lying in the snow and he had a scar across his eye?
Yeah, you don't really know who Snoke is. He's just, like, basically the new Emperor character who's, like, in charge.
You don't realise it. It's Snooky from
Yeah.
the only way, the Jersey Shore one.
But you've not seen him in any promotional footage. All you've heard, he was the first character to have his voice heard because he was the voice in the first trailer. And all he is throughout the film is just the characters talking to him as a giant projected hologram. That's all he does.
I'm glad they had one of those moments in the movie. He said it because he said, "Do you feel that there's something awakening?"
Yeah, at least
He
it's
said
a
it,
design
he
from
said
his
it.
trailer. He said it. There's been an awakening. Like I say, all the actors in the other side, like creatures and that, like you say, the character is voiced by her who won the Oscar for 12 Years a Slave, whose name I can never remember. I don't even remember the character's name. You'll know her. She's like a small alien who owns a bar. She's got like big glasses on.
She kind of reminded me of the female character from Incredibles, No Capes.
Yes, Edna Mode.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You like a character, and a motion capture's better than Snoke's is, but you kind of like, with all these practical effects, she kind of sticks out, if you know what I mean?
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
It's like Yoda in the new movies. Like it's like, could you just go back to being a puppet?
Yeah,
Look
because
better.
it's like, this effect gets better, but it's not good enough, if you know what I mean.
There's gonna be a time where these effects are gonna look dated.
They should hire the people who did Rise of the Planet of the Apes special effects, because they would have looked better.
Yeah.
But yeah, her character was cool, even though we can't remember her name. It's just because her name is really hard to like say.
Oh yeah, all the characters are in the movie franchise are always ridiculous.
But let's talk about like the old cast. Han Solo and Chewbacca. You got to admit, Harrison Ford was really good in this. I thought he was like Han Solo.
The
like,
entire movie, I know. The best way I can explain it is you've seen Gran Torino, right?
Yeah.
And Clint Eastwood is just being Clint Eastwood as a grumpy old man in that film. That's what I feel like Harrison Ford's doing in this film.
Well, that's the
He's just
thing.
being grumpy old Harrison Ford.
I don't want like him to be just like Han Solo if he's trying to be young. I want him to be like an
No.
older
You
Han Solo.
You misunderstand. He's not. But the entire film, it just feels like he's standing there, just making like observational humor.
I disagree.
He's just going, oh, that's not good.
When I was watching it, I was like, that's Han Solo.
He said the line as well, didn't he? It's
Yeah.
like,
What was it?
What's the line?
I don't know.
I keep thinking of Quantum Leap and keep going, oh boy.
But
It's
we don't really need to mention
whatever.
Chewie because
It's
it's
a guy in a
Chewie,
suit.
like, yeah.
Literally anyone could do it. No offense to the actor, but anyone could do it in theory.
like we've already,
C-3PO.
yeah, C-3PO is in it for like
2 seconds.
2 seconds, but he's funny in it. He's
I have a red arm.
yeah, for some reason.
Could you move away then? You're
Yeah.
kind of subverting the plot.
Leia was like, she didn't really have much to do. I imagine she'd have more to do in the
I
sequels.
will have to admit, I fucking forgot the actress's name now.
Carrie Fisher.
Thank you. Yeah, I will admit that Carrie Fisher, she kind of didn't seem like she was trying that hard in this film.
No, I reckon she'll get more to do in the next one.
I think Harrison Ford definitely put a lot more effort into the film.
Oh yeah,
than
he was
she
in
did.
it more.
I was kind of upset that they didn't kiss. Now, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, I'm not a perv or a weirdo. Excuse me. If you want to establish a character development and relationship, please have them kiss, even if it's like a little peck.
Yeah.
It's just to show that they actually love each other. A hug's not enough. That's like a platonic relationship.
But
Whatever. That's just me, I'm a weirdo.
R2D2's in it very minimally, but he does have a funny moment.
I was bothered about that when I first watched it, but I don't care that much now.
Yeah, because BB-8's just so much more fun
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. I was hoping BB-8 was going to be the one to turn find a button and press
Yeah,
it. turn them
and
on.
Mark Hamill at the end as Luke Skywalker. This is his scene. It looks like he's spent the last 30 years just looking at the ocean with his hood up, and then as soon as someone comes, he turns around and
He's
goes,
like, oh shit, I've wasted my life.
yeah. He doesn't even have a line. He just literally just stares awkwardly. It's his
He
lightsaber.
makes like one eyebrow up, one eyebrow down face.
Yeah,
I was really hoping for him to turn around and go, well, listen here, Batman.
yeah. But now that the characters are out of the way, let's talk about one of the best aspects of this film. That's the special effects. Thank God a lot of this is practical.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of CG in it, but it's CG that's necessary.
Oh god, some of the CG though, they did really well with it. The
Yeah.
Star Destroyers. She
They
was
look
living in
great.
the 8080 she was living in.
They look great.
Oh wow.
Like, but some of it, like we've said, like the motion capture characters look awful, especially like the new
Andy
Emperor.
Serkis. Yeah.
But yeah, most of the film is entirely practical effects, and it looks all great.
All I'm saying is they've got a lot for me to live up in the next two.
Yeah, like I say, there's a scene obviously where they have their version of the bar from New Hope, but you just want to when you get on DVD, you just want to watch it again and just see what all they've did, like look around and that. It's great to see.
Oh, we missed a character out that we need to talk about. The best cameo ever in this film. Even though I don't like James Bond, it's the best cameo I've ever seen of anyone in the
so
movie.
if you don't know this already, Daniel Craig is in this film and he plays a stormtrooper. But like, you'll be able to tell where it is.
Because he's just Bond.
Yeah, you can kind of tell it's his voice. So it's like in fact, I don't want to tell you where it is. Let's see if you can spot it.
If they're watching this, they've either already seen the movie or they don't care about spoilers.
Okay, so it's the scene where like Rey's starting to figure out how she can use her mind tricks like a Jedi can, and he's the stormtrooper. Like, it takes her a while to get it to work, and he's kind of halfway doing it, and then he finally does it.
Yeah,
So,
that was Daniel
scene.
Craig,
Yeah.
and that's really fun that he did that. I hope he didn't get paid for it. Not because I don't feel like he should, but it just makes me like what I want to feel about the movies, and what I was struggling all the build up before, and why I was a little bit resentful is I felt like everyone was jumping on the fanboy wagon because it was like cool to jump on it. So now what I just want to see is people just loving it and enjoying it.
Yeah.
There's a picture that people have circulated, and there's been speculation whether or not it was planned or whether or not it was actually out of the blue. But the actor for Finn, I'm not going to keep trying to pronounce names.
John Boyega.
Yeah, thank you. He goes up to Harrison Ford and he asks him to sign a Han Solo action figure. Whether or not that's fake or whatever, it's just nice to see this whole like, hey, we all love this. Can't we all just make a film that we all love?
Yeah, I see. It's a very good fan film because it's clearly like made for people who love Star Wars. But let's talk about the aspects that like, because obviously now we're just
I actually would go to say as well, you don't need to see any of the other films to watch this film. Mm-hmm. This could literally be a film for a new generation.
Yeah, there's clearly kids that were in the theatre who were like, this is their first one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just annoyed because I started doing the dancing for there. It should be alright because stop now. Okay, so
yeah, sorry, I might keep that audio in though. But Jacob has a thing called dancing leg, and during the entire film, he every so often kept doing his dancing leg.
Yeah, I couldn't help it, but
it's just excitement.
Let's talk about my least favourite aspect, our least favourite aspect of the film. Firstly, for me, obviously, because we talk about the effects are great and the actors and that. There's two big reasons. Well, there's one big reason why I think this isn't like a great movie. It's just mainly because the story is exactly the same as New Hope.
They just made a bigger Death Star.
Yeah, it's like it's not even that. It's not even that they made a really awesome new Death Star, which is like a planet which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I will admit it was awesome as shit. Like, especially because it kind of reminds me of like Nazi Germany, because it's like they've got this whole like palace thing and then a balcony and he's just talking to them all and then they all do the salute.
Yeah, basically just turn this planet into a big gun and it's awesome, and it uses suns as bullets. It's awesome.
Oh wow!
And the scene where it destroys like how many planets, like 5 or 10, is actually kind of terrifying.
Yeah, how it like it starts off as one stream, and you're like, no, he's going to destroy a planet, and it starts separating, and like, but it's shit, he's going to destroy a solar system.
It's like when they see another planet get destroyed, and then the light starts to come to them. It's like, God, that'd be terrifying.
I know. Imagine if they'd done that in the original film and they destroyed Alderaan. I don't think that film would have been the rating it was.
Oh yeah, but. Yeah, so that's an awesome thing, but the problem is it's like, we've got a droid who has a map that leads to something that the evil guys want. He meets up with a guy who's, someone who's a main character.
And it was obvious the entire time that R2 had the rest of the map. Because they even say it, like, I don't think R2 would have it. It's like, okay, so he has it.
And obviously the villain in a Black Mass wants it as well. And they start on a desert planet, and they go to another set of planets. Like, they meet up with an old like person who knows like someone from like the past.
Can we talk about that one scene, the scene on the freighter?
Oh yeah, this is probably the least like good scene in the movie.
Just
like,
because it's
just
completely
pointless.
unnecessary.
It's pointless, and there's terrible CGI creatures in it that look shit.
It doesn't even feel like it really like pushed Rey's and Finn's relationship at all. All it stood there to do was go, hey, Rey's really clever, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's right clever.
But that's the thing, like, there didn't need to be this chase scene with like these monsters and like these, those two like teens. They were cameos from people. Like the people on the right who come in later are two actors from the raid. Don't worry, it's cool to see them, but there's no point because they don't do anything. It's just there to show that they.
I think that's why he did it. Really,
yeah,
it's just more credits.
But like I say, the scene's pointless, but it doesn't really feel it's just a bit of a slow part. Like I say, all films have got like scenes you don't like.
Yeah, but when you're having more than a 2-hour runtime, sometimes you could cut some shit out and leave it for the DVD.
That didn't need to be in there at all. So yeah, after that, the film kind of picks up a bit where it goes down to the planet with the character that you like with the glasses on, and then the finale of the film is probably like the most part where it's like repeating the New Hope, where they go down to a planet. There's something that like needs to be blown up, so it destroys.
There's a way to blow up the thing.
Yeah.
All they did to extend it was just go, hey, let's go Bomberman style.
There's
and,
even
like,
a
bomb everything in here.
trench like fly down, even though it's not exactly like it is. It's like,
Exactly.
oh come on.
That's what I mean about this film, and that's why I personally believe it's good, but it's not great. Is they tried too hard to make it what you wanted to see,
that's the
and
thing.
they played into traps a lot of the time. They really did play into traps, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's good.
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't mean the film's bad because, like, the thing we've already said, it's got like it's pretty good. It's got enough moments. The problem is, like, I don't blame like J.J. Abrams and them for like doing this. I blame the fans because, like,
Yeah.
you were so
You're all terrible.
You were so new about the prequels that clearly Disney was like, all right, we're gonna make this exactly like what they want, so that we don't get flack for it.
Movie Bob summed it up best when he was talking about episode 1. He was saying the problem with like episode 1 and probably for the entire prequel trilogy is that everyone was expecting far too much.
Yeah.
And when you set the bar too high, all it's going to do is fail.
Like, you can't accuse episode 1 of pandering. It doesn't.
No.
It tells a different
George
story.
Lucas tried his hardest to do something different.
And then they made Attack of the Clones, which did pander to fans.
And it was shit.
And it was probably the worst one.
In my opinion, definitely.
In my opinion, yes. Attack of the Clones is easily the worst.
It's actually worse than episode 1.
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
at least-
Let the Flame War Begin.
Well, no, I think there's a lot of people who don't like episode 2. Because at least, like, episode 1, you can watch it for just how bad and it's memorable.
I'm going to say one thing. I just want to get to the point. I know this is completely divergent from talking about the film at hand, but to anyone who desperately hates Jar Jar Binks, just remind yourself, why do you really hate him? Do you hate him because you think he's racist? Do you hate him because you don't like his CGI? Do you hate him because you think he's the one interfering with the plot? He's really not. He's really not interfering with the fucking plot of the movie.
No, he's just kind of there and
Yeah,
fucks
he's
up
there
a
for
lot.
the little kids.
Yeah, he's if you've watched Transformers 2, he's the first version of Skins and Mufflap, a racist caricature that the director thinks kids are like that. But
He's basically just Sebastian from Little Mermaid. You've got to have a racial stereotype, like, sub-character just there to go, ha ha ha, jokes.
But like I say, I don't really blame like the guys who directed this because J.J. Abrams didn't write this, so
No.
I think
but
it's
no,
more.
the writer did a really good job. Didn't you
Yeah.
say it's the original writer from the...
Lance Corrigan, his name is. I think that's his name.
Whoever did it, they did a really good job.
Yeah, they did.
Dialogue was really good in
Yeah,
this
it
film.
was much better than it was back then. But like I say, it's kind of like your fault really that it's like this because they were probably too afraid to do anything different. They wanted to hit the right beats.
Exactly. Let's see what happens with the next two. I
Yeah.
guarantee you, if the next one like pushes the bar out there, people are going to say it's shit.
You're right. And also,
I feel like I just want to rant at people now.
a quick message to people who like wanted the expanded universe. I'm sorry, but I know that you think the expanded universe was like awesome and that, but I don't think modern audiences would deal with the young Zhang Vong. Do you know what they are?
No.
The aliens that like came from another galaxy that are resistant to the Force. Like you can't recognize them.
Okay.
They're basically like they just rely entirely on organic like technology. All their
Oh, cool.
spaceships are living creatures, but the problem is they're also
That's not going to work in a big AAA budget movie.
they also revel in pain. Like they love being in pain. So basically, like space masochists. Is that the term? Space. They love being in pain.
Masochists.
Masochists. Yeah, space masochists.
Did you say matchages?
I couldn't pronounce it. I don't know.
Matadors.
Yeah, space. What is it?
Masochists.
Masochists. Space
Mass? No,
masochists.
we'll do it together. Mass.
Mass.
Oh.
Kiss.
Kiss.
I was like, there's no way modern audiences are gonna like deal with them because they're very 90s like concept.
Frankly, the only thing I really like in the expanded universe is I like the obvious one, IG-88, just because it's like, hey, look, he's a robot and he kills.
Yeah.
But also I really like there's a thing where Luke has a secondary lightsaber, and I really like that. It basically was like a lightsaber dagger. Like a short sword, and I don't know what it is. That was just cool.
Like I say,
it gave him more character.
The expanded universe has its place. I like how it's very different. Like it's not about like an evil empire. It's about a race of like Force resistance.
Well,
like,
you're talking about one single aspect. Let's be honest. There is so much expanded universe.
that's
'cause there's
only
all
the
the
first part of
there's
the
all the
expanded
Clone Wars
universe.
stuff.
Yeah.
There's
No, I'm talking
Rebel-
about after like
Oh,
episode
yeah.
6.
Okay,
I'm not
I get
talking
you.
about it's technically still canon because it happens before.
It's kind of is and isn't. It's subjectively up to you whether or not it's canon.
Yeah, so with that said, like I say, oh, by the way, the Clone Wars that Genndy Tartakovsky make, that's canon. The CG one is bullshit because that's shit. I always prefer the 2D
Well,
one.
yeah, I like the 2D one just
Because it bridges
Kid
2
Fister.
it bridges 2 and 3 better than the Clone
Sorry,
Wars
but
does.
underwater lightsaber fights are fucking awesome.
Yeah, they are.
We need more of that, please.
But either way, I think that's entirely our thoughts. I think it's pretty good. It has problems. It hits a lot of the beats that you...
Just get to the point of what people want to know. What's your grading out of it?
I give it like a 7. That's probably as fair as I'm going to give it. What was
I
yours?
want to give it lower just because I don't want to feel like I'm being like rose tinted glasses, but I feel like 7 is the only rating I could give it.
I would. You know what? I'm gonna change my ass. I think about 6, just because it didn't quite hit like that. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna stick with 7 because it's my favorite Star Wars film now.
I'm gonna go with a 6.5. No, actually, no. I'm gonna stay with a 6. 6 out of 10.
You know, make up your mind.
6 out of 10.
It definitely awakens something in me, and I'm not trying to be punny. I'm being serious. It genuinely awakened like the love that Star Wars had for like a very short while for me as a kid.
Like I say, if the second one comes out and it's as good as Empire, it could easily move up to Elite for me.
If so, I'm gonna start buying toys and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, man.
But like I say, it's pretty good. It wouldn't make my best of the year because there's a lot more better stuff.
Do you think it's going to top the world records for the most grossing film? Do you
I don't
think it's going to top Avatar?
I don't think it'll top Avatar or Titanic. I think it'll top Jurassic World.
Well, Jurassic World's at number 3 currently at the time of recording this.
I think it could do
Titanic's number 2 and Avatar's number 1. I think it could easily.
Because a lot more people are going to go see it again.
Disney need to calm down at merchandising because now they're just diluting the water a little bit.
I think a lot of people go see it again as well, won't they? So.
I told you, I think they what they did is their marketing strategy, and I think this is probably the most effective marketing strategy you could do. When Frozen first came out, Frozen came out just before Christmas, enough time for parents to buy last-minute presents for the kids, right? So that come next Christmas, they'd have their leftover toys, and they'd go, this is what I want for Christmas.
Exactly.
And that's what they've done with Star Wars. They've gone, hey, look, now your kids are going to want lightsabers and Kylo Ren figures.
Well, Kylo Ren's already sold out of other Frozen stuff anyway. So...
It's really effective, so I take my hat off to Disney. They have done really well, and they've done what you expect Disney to do.
Like I say, I don't hate the film at all. I give it a 6 just because I was expecting a lot better from what I got.
Alright, we'll just cap it off there, because otherwise we'll
It's a good film. It's just great to have Star Wars be good again. I think you should go see it if you're a fan.
That's the only way I could phrase it, yeah.
So that's our review.
But quickly here, what I'm going to talk about, we'll also have up some videos so that you can watch. You may have noticed if you're actually sticking to the channel or you're new to it and you're looking at our content, that our content has been very strained. That is because Jacob's been working a lot recently, very, very hard, and I've just got employment finally. So we've been putting off content, and we've been considering doing single content and working on our comic series off screen as well. Yeah,
but that's something that may not happen for a year for now. But...
Oh god, that could not happen for a long time. But in the meantime, what we're saying is in the new year we're going to come out with a lot of content. We're going to be coming out with our retrospective series where each of us and guests would dissect an entire franchise and talk about it. For instance, I'm going to mention a few here. I'm going to at some point talk about Kingdom Hearts, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, Larry's going to go first on that because I still need to write.
Yeah, you're going to do Bionicle.
Yep.
Because you love it so much. I was thinking of getting a friend to feature for Dynasty Warriors. I might have a friend to do a retrospective of MMOs.
Yeah, if there's topics that we aren't familiar with, we'll definitely get other people in. But yeah, after the year, we're hoping to get this more towards because obviously Larry will now have money to afford the better stuff. And
yeah, we're going to get a mixer because now we have 2 mics. Yeah, that would make things better.
And yes, that's probably a better idea. And
so if you like this content, as usual, give us comments, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And as usual, watch out for giant monsters.
Okay, yeah, he's right. Watch out.
It'll step on you.
Yeah.
Watch out for Snoke.